Hi guys, today we are going over to the dark side. I'm sure you already got it as it is the title of this video, but we are going to talk about the PUKAS dark. Before it's time for the introduction. This is Antoine for yet another video, but before we get down to business, do not forget to subscribe by clicking on the button subscribe right here and on the little bell to get the notifications, of course. Who is this boat made for? This boat is made for expert surfers, for waves going from 1 meter to 2.5 meters, and yeah, let's find out if this is true or not. So the boat I've tried is a 5, 10.5, 18 3/4 to 1/4, yeah, for 26.44 liters. So what about the outline now? We have the outline of a high performance short boat, no surprise there. Yeah, so it's quite thin out in the nose as it is in the tail. So the idea with a thin nose like that is to be able to hold in hollow waves, and with this squash tail that we have here, you have these two little angles that will allow you to get a good pivot point. Super important if you want to turn quickly. And the main difference on this board is the outline, because Axel Lawrence wanted something that goes fast. Yeah, so he straightened the rails like that. We have a more parallel outline, and the idea is just to go faster. So yeah, so the straighter your rails are, the faster you go. So I really had a good feeling the first wave I took, but what surprised me is when it was super good in hollow waves, it was also quite good in more mellow waves. Actually, on fatter sections you could still generate speed, and you were not feeling like if it was slowing you down, the fact that it's quite a high performance short board. So that's quite a good surprise. It's not an all-round board, but still able to fit on waves with flatter sections. So now what about the rocker? So we have a high rocker in the nose and a low rocker in the tail. That makes the board suitable for big drops in hollow waves and makes vertical maneuvers easier. The low rocker in the tail is here to generate speed in flat section and also between maneuvers. But we still have this little kick in the tail, and actually I've surfed this board without a pad and it was just fine. I still remember the feeling on this board of taking off late, and as I'm standing up, I was thinking that I was just going to fall in the end into nosedive, but no, it just went smoothly, and I just made it like. So now, thickness-wise, we don't have a lot of thickness on this board. It's not a beginner board. Yeah? We want something sharp to draw big curves, like a knife basically, on the wave, and we want to be able to push hard on the rails. We don't have any extra volume on this board because this board is just made for good surfers. You have to know where to position yourself. You have to be at the right place at the right time, and it will work just perfectly fine. I still have the feeling of pushing on the rails and just feeling like I could have pushed harder and it would have still held. So no, very nice. Now about the concave. So on this This board we have a single concave. Concave, it's when the board is curved from a side to another. Here it will start in the nose right there, and it will carry on all along the board until the tail, and as we go towards the tail it's gonna get even deeper. So the idea is to create more lift. So if you have more lift, you have less drag, so you have more speed. Yeah, and as it's quite a deep concave, you also have an easier rail-to-rail transition, which is important to have quite some performance. If you want, you'll be able to turn quicker. And yeah, you can see in the video that it's quite easy to go from a rail to another, and yeah, so it does the job quite well actually. Now let's talk about the construction. This board is made out of the Inca construction, which means fiberglass, epoxy resin, an EPS blank, and these lovely black lines on the rails, which are carbon fiber with Inigra fiber in the middle. The idea is to have a light but also strong surfboard with a good pop for performance. Clearly it does the job. The few opportunities I got to throw an air on this one, it just felt like the board was sticking to my feet and it was super lively. I literally didn't have to force it at all. Yeah, it just felt right. Also catches more the wind, but to me the performance side takes over this little detail. And you can see that it's quite strong because the state of the deck, I've been surfing it like 10 times. It's still in super good state. You can barely see my footprints. So yeah, very pleased with this board so far. Let's talk about the rails. I have two things to say about this board: thin and round. So yeah, we want to have a board that is quick and sharp, and we want also to have a board able to handle a wide range of wave conditions. That's why we have this round rail. Actually, I've surfed quite bumpy waves and I haven't felt at all the board catching in those bumps on the wave. It was quite smooth and reliable. Quite a good mix. Oh, what about the fins now? The fins, no surprise here, we have a thruster because that's the setup we find on most high-performance shortboards. I have tried this board with the performers from FCS and I loved it. So the performers are not too bent, they're not too straight neither, quite in the middle. So it just felt right on this board. I felt like I had enough hold, enough pivot under my feet. So yeah, I really liked it, really loved it. The only thing is, I think in bigger surf, it could add a little something to put some fins like the accelerators or the covers from FCS, because it adds a bit more hold, and when it's bigger, you have more speed as well. And to carve and really to push on the rail, it can be good to have an extra hold. So yeah, but if not, just really good with the performance. It's time for the conclusion. So, is this board made for expert surfers for hollow to very hollow waves from 1 meter to 2.5 meters? Yes, 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 it does the job it's supposed to do, so yes. Now let's rate this board. Speed-wise, I'll rate this board 5 out of 5 because this board really goes fast. There is no surprise in that because it was the fastest board of the Stab in the Dark, but the performance, I'll give this board 5 out of 5 again because I really had quite some fun on it. So very quick from a rail to another. So yeah, 5 out of 5. Now what about the hold on this board? Yeah, it holds very well, so I'll give it again 5 out of 5. Thin rails, a bit rounded. It was not too much, just enough. And now the last criteria, the fun. Did I have some fun on that? Did I have some fun on this one? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So guess what? It's gonna be another 5 out of 5. Congrats to PUKAS and Axel Lawrence because this board feels amazing. And honestly, I really want to surf it again. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review about the PUKAS Dark. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and I'll see you in the next video.